Thursday on DD India.
Hello and welcome live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Gautam Roy, and coming up in the next 30 minutes. India-Spain ties get a major boost with the inauguration of the C295 aircraft plant in Vadodara. Several MOUs signed during the landmark visit of Pedro Sanchez, including railways, customs and investments. NATO Secretary-General Mark Rutte confirms that North Korea has deployed its troops in Russia's Kursk region, where Ukraine has made advances, dubs Moscow-Pyongyang military cooperation as a threat. Japan enters uncertain zone with snap elections denying majority to the scandal-hit coalition led by the LDP and its Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba, who vows to stay in office. The yen tumbles through a 3-month low. And for the first time since 2003, neither Lionel Messi nor Cristiano Ronaldo are in contention for football's highest honour, the men's Ballon d'Or award, set to be handed out tonight. First up, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the President of the Government of Spain, Pedro Sanchez, inaugurated the C295 aircraft facility in western Indian state of Gujarat. The Tata Advanced Systems Limited Airbus facility in Vadodara will manufacture C295 military aircraft in India, becoming the first private sector final assembly line for military aircraft in the country. And speaking on the occasion, Prime Minister Modi underscored that the facility will not only strengthen India-Spain relationship, but also boost India's mission of Make in India and Make for the World. Further, the PM noted that the C295 aircraft factory is a reflection of the new work culture of New India.
C295 एयरक्राफ्ट की फैक्ट्री नए भारत के नए वर्क कल्चर की उसको भी रिफ्लेक्ट करती है। आज किसी भी योजना के आइडिया से लेकर एजुकेशन तक भारत किस स्पीड से काम कर रहा है, ये यहां दिखाई देता है। 2 साल पहले अक्टूबर महीने में इस फैक्ट्री का निर्माण शुरू हुआ। आज अक्टूबर महीने में ही ये फैक्ट्री अब एयरक्राफ्ट के प्रोडक्शन के लिए तैयार है। मेरा हमेशा से ये फोकस रहा है कि प्लानिंग और एग्जीक्यूशन में अनावश्यक देरी न हो।
On the occasion, President of the Government of Spain said that this partnership between Airbus and Tata will contribute to the progress of the Indian space industry and will open new doors for the arrival of other European companies.
Airbus opens a new chapter partnering with India's defense and space industry. This project strengthens our industrial ties while underlying our country's deep commitment as a reliable and strategic partner. And it shows as well the capabilities of the Spanish defense industry with its world-class expertise and its well-earned international reputation. Spain, like India, is promoting an ambitious roadmap to modernize its productive fabric with decarbonization and digitalization as drivers. The automotive, aerospace, and renewable energy sectors are leading a genuinely strategic transformation that my country approaches with confidence and optimism.
And the Indian and Spanish leaders also met at Vadodara's Lakshmi Vilas Palace. The leaders held discussions on the entire spectrum of India and Spain ties. Prime Minister Modi posted on social media platform X and elaborated upon the discussions held with the Spanish president. He wrote, "They were productive and they took stock of the progress in India-Spain relations across diverse sectors. He further wrote that they wish to add even more momentum in bilateral ties, especially in trade, commerce, culture, innovation, technology and more. Prime Minister Modi said that the inauguration of the C295 plant marks the beginning of a new chapter of the partnership, highlighting the strength of India and Spanish relations.
C295 प्लांट के उद्घाटन के साथ साझेदारी के एक नए अध्याय की शुरुआत भी हुई है। एक्सेलेंसी, हमारी साझेदारी सदियों पुरानी है। लोकतंत्र और रूल ऑफ लॉ जैसी वैल्यूज में साझा विश्वास हम दोनों को जोड़ता है। इकोनॉमी, डिफेंस, फार्मा, आईटी, साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी, रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी जैसे कई क्षेत्रों में हमारा मजबूत सहयोग है और हम दोनों वैश्विक शांति, समृद्धि और सहयोग पर बल देते हैं। एक्सेलेंसी, पीपल टू पीपल कांटेक्ट हमारे संबंधों का मजबूत नींव प्रदान करता है।
And earlier in the day, Prime Minister Modi and the Spanish President also held a roadshow. This is again in Gujarat's Vadodara, where they greeted people standing on both sides of the route. Performers dotted the sides of the road, showcasing India's rich culture in the form of dances in traditional costumes. People were seen waving at both the leaders as they gave a rousing welcome to Sanchez, who's visiting India for the first time. The visit of the President of the Government of Spain is taking place after 18 years. Earlier, India's Prime Minister and Sanchez have met several times on the sidelines of multilateral meetings. Now, during the roadshow, a specially abled girl presented portraits of the Indian Prime Minister and the President of the Government of Spain to the leaders in Vadodara. And addressing the media on the President of Spain, the Government of Spain's visit, External Affairs Ministry's Secretary West, Tanmay Lal, said that the C295 plant is a collaboration between Tata Advanced Systems and Airbus Spain.
Joint inauguration by the two leaders of the Tata Aircraft Complex in Vadodara, which will be producing the C295 military transport aircraft. This plant, as you would know, is a collaboration between the Tata Advanced Systems Limited and the Airbus SE Spain. You may recall that the foundation stone for the plant had been laid only 2 years ago by Prime Minister Modi.
He also mentioned that the two leaders held bilateral talks and discussed various issues over global happenings, including Ukraine as well as West Asia.
The joint inauguration was followed by delegation-level talks, which were held at the Lakshmi Vilas Palace. The two leaders discussed the entire range of bilateral engagements, as well as global issues of mutual interest and concern, including Ukraine and West Asia.
The ministry also highlighted a wide-ranging India-Spain bilateral trade, which now stands at $10 billion US.
Bilateral trade, India and Spain, is now of the order of $10 billion US annually, and total investment from both sides ranges, in the case of Spain, $4 billion into India, and almost $1 billion by Indian companies in Spain.
And the Secretary West also said that Sanchez's visit, there are several memoranda of understanding have also been signed, including areas such as railways, customs, investments and more.
Several MOUs have also been signed during the visit. These include areas such as railways, customs, a fast-track mechanism for facilitating investments and other trade issues, cultural exchange program for the year 2024 to 2028, a audio-visual joint commission, and also the year 2026 is being designated as the India-Spain Year of Culture, Tourism and Artificial Intelligence.
And the day also saw India's Prime Minister inaugurating Bharat Mata Sarovar in Gujarat's Amreli. This project was developed through a collaboration between the government of Gujarat and the Doordarshan Foundation under the public-private partnership model. It aims to significantly improve the ease of living and accelerate growth in the region. Prime Minister Modi also laid the foundation stone for various developmental projects worth around 4,900 crore rupees in Amreli. Now let's turn to some foreign shores. Well, NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte has confirmed on Monday that North Korean troops have been deployed in Russia, specifically in the Kursk region, where Ukraine has made advances. Rutte told reporters after NATO officials and diplomats received a briefing from a South Korean delegation. He described military cooperation between Russia and North Korea as a threat.
Today, I can confirm that North Korean troops have been sent to Russia and that North Korean military units have been deployed to the Kursk region. NATO calls on Russia and the DPRK to cease these actions immediately. The deepening military cooperation between Russia and North Korea is a threat to both the Indo-Pacific and Euro-Atlantic security.
Now, calling it an infringement upon Pyongyang's sovereignty, North Korea blamed South Korea's military for sending drones into its territory for political purposes. Meanwhile, South Korea's military on Monday turned Pyongyang's argument on drone intrusion as unilateral claims and said that the North had entered its airspace multiple times over the past 10 years.
Over the past 10 years, North Korea has permeated our airspace more than 12 times with drones, threatening our own safety. Instead of reflecting on this kind of behavior, North Korea is acting in a shameless manner, making unreasonable claims, while they are the ones who are making things wrong.
Japan's election results have shown a bruised Liberal Democratic Party and its longtime coalition partner, Komeito, falling short of a majority in the lower house. The opposition Constitutional Democratic Party of Japan, that's the CDPJ, made gains but still came in second. The results have left no single party with a clear mandate, leaving those with a chance to scramble for partners, and that's led to uncertainty in Japan. Even the yen has suffered. Here's our report.
The political landscape in Japan is undergoing significant changes following a weekend snap election. Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba's coalition has faced severe setback, with voters delivering a harsh verdict. No single party has emerged with a clear mandate to govern the world's fourth largest economy.
I think voters' interest in this election was not bad, but the campaigning period was short. Also, some Liberal Democratic Party supporters who wanted to punish the party for its scandals were not up to voting other parties in, and hence decided not to vote.
Economically, Japan is bracing for headwinds, while strategically, an assertive China and a nuclear-armed North Korea may view Japan's political stalemate as an opportunity.
In the midst of severe security and economic conditions, politics must not be allowed to stagnate, not even for a moment.
The Liberal Democratic Party and its coalition partner Komeito have seen their seats in the lower house of parliament reduced to 215, down from 279. Notably, 2 cabinet ministers and Komeito's leader Shigeru Ishiba lost their seats. The main opposition, the Constitutional Democratic Party of Japan, CDPJ, has increased its seats to 148 from 98, but still falls short of the 233 needed for a majority.
LDP has various options, but only Japan Innovation, Democratic Party for the People, or Constitutional Democratic Party of Japan can cover the lost seats needed for a majority. So I think it is important that we watch how LDP will develop a relationship with these three parties.
The yen has plummeted to a 3-month low, reflecting market concerns over the anticipated weeks of political maneuvering required to form a new government. Prime Minister Ishiba, who took office less than a month ago, now faces the challenge of forming a larger coalition with smaller parties that have also gained seats. CDPJ leader Yoshihiko Noda is attempting a similar strategy, though analysts doubt the stability of such a coalition. Ishiba called the election a year early, hoping to secure a public mandate. Despite initial high ratings, his popularity has been marred by a scandal involving unrecorded donations to LDP lawmakers. The LDP's decision not to endorse several scandal-tainted candidates was undermined by reports of campaign funds being funneled to these very candidates. Support from smaller parties, such as the Democratic Party for the People, DPP, and the Japan Innovation Party, JIP, which won 28 and 38 seats respectively, could be crucial for the LDP. In a historic shift, a record 73 women have been elected to Japan's traditionally male-dominated parliament, surpassing the previous record of 54 set in 2009. Bureau Report, DD India.
And still to come in this edition of DD India Live, a special report on how divisive is the issue of reproductive rights and justice in the race to the White House from Florida. British PM Keir Starmer delivers a pre-budget speech saying his government's key financial bill will focus on restoring crumbling public services and accelerating growth. And former India cricketer BVS Lakshman is to step in as Team India's head coach during the South Africa White Ball Tour next month.
जिंदगी की हर छोटी बड़ी जरूरत के लिए आप जो सपने सजाते हैं, बस उसी उम्मीद को तो हम सहारा लगाते हैं। SIP आपकी सेविंग्स को आपकी खातिर काम पर लगाएगी। आज ही अपनी पहली SIP की शुरुआत करें। अधिक जानकारी के लिए अपने वित्तीय सलाहकार से परामर्श करें। LIC म्यूचुअल फंड द्वारा निवेशक शिक्षा की एक पहल।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार के जोखिम के अधीन है। योजना से संबंधित सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Gautam Roy. Now, the issue of abortion rights lies at the heart of the US presidential elections. There's a separate amendment on abortion rights which is also on the ballot across several states apart from the presidential candidates. Between the tussle for pro-choice and pro-life sides, the outcome of the vote is expected to shape the future of women's identity and reproductive rights. DD India's Shubhendu Ghosh reports from Miami.
These presidential elections are turning out to be one of the most polarized in recent American history. Alongside the vote for the White House, the vote on amendment over the sensitive issue of abortion is also there. The outcome could have significant physical, emotional, and social ramification for women in particular and the society in general. One side, pro-choice, believes it is about the fundamental right of women over their own body. The other side, pro-life, says they are fighting for the rights of the unborn child.
The amendment on abortion or Amendment 4 states that no law shall prohibit, penalize, delay or restrict abortion before viability or when necessary to protect the patient's health as determined by the patient's healthcare provider.
It's been a contentious issue really for decades, since the 1980s and the 1990s. But I think what made it really come to the fore in this election was the repeal of the Roe versus Wade decision, Supreme Court decision, which had allowed abortion access all across the United States. When that decision was overturned by the Supreme Court, each state could decide for itself, and it threw the issue back into the public sphere.
As early voting continues across Florida and other states, voters appear divided over the issue of abortion.
My beliefs line up more with pro-life, and so I'm voting for what most people are not in agreement for, because I do believe that every life deserves to have a chance to speak for themselves.
I have, family members, mom, sisters, and they should have the right to be able to, choose.
Whether it's pro or against, it's going to be the voice of the people that come through.
Last week, Kamala Harris took a detour from the barnstorming the battleground states with stops in Texas, a conservative state that was first to implement a near-total abortion ban. Texas hasn't backed a Democratic president since 1976, and Republican Donald Trump is almost certain to win the state's 40 electoral college votes. But Democrats are betting it provided a powerful backdrop for Vice President Harris's vision for abortion rights in the final days before the November 5th elections. With camera person Jay Shankar, Shubhendu Ghosh's report, DD India, Miami, Florida.
British Prime Minister Keir Starmer delivered a pre-budget speech on Monday, which was seen as a critical moment for assessing his ability to address the unprecedented economic challenges he has inherited. He emphasized that the upcoming budget would focus on restoring crumbling public services and accelerating growth.
Change must be felt. But every decision that we have made, every decision that we will make in the future, will be made with working people in our mind's eye. People who've been working harder and harder for years just to stand still. People doing the right thing, maybe still finding a little bit of money to put away, paying their way, even in the cost of living crisis.
Volkswagen has announced plans to close at least 3 car factories in Germany, potentially leading to tens of thousands of job losses among its 300,000 employees in the country. The Employee Council on Monday informed workers at the Wolfsburg headquarters that all German VW plants are affected by the cuts. The UN's weather monitoring body said on Monday that greenhouse gases have been accumulating in the atmosphere faster than any time experienced during human existence over the last 2 decades. In its annual greenhouse gas bulletin, the World Meteorological Organization said that carbon dioxide concentrations hit a new high of 420 parts per million last year, and they've been rising by 11.4% in just 20 years. Protesters and activists gathered outside a Paris court on Monday as French actor Gérard Depardieu is due to stand trial on Monday for the alleged sexual assault of 2 women on a film set in 2021, although his lawyers said they would be seeking a postponement due to his ill health. Prosecutors say the alleged assaults took place during the filming of Les Volets Verts. Time for some sporting updates as well. Former Indian cricketer VVS Lakshman will step in as the head coach of the Indian team during their white ball tour of South Africa next month. He'll step in as incumbent national coach Gautam Gambhir will be Australia bound for the Border Gavaskar Trophy that starts on the 22nd of next month. India will play 4 T20 internationals during the series, which begins on the 8th of November, with Suryakumar Yadav leading the side. Now, the much-awaited Ballon d'Or awards are all set to be conferred today in Paris, later tonight. And as we get closer towards the award ceremony, Vinicius Jr. has emerged as favourite to win the coveted title in the men's category, where, signifying an end of era, neither Lionel Messi nor Cristiano Ronaldo are in contention.
One of the most prestigious awards in soccer, the Ballon d'Or, is presented annually to the best male and female players in the world. This year's ceremony will take place on Monday evening at the Châtelet Theatre in Paris. This is the first time since 2003 that neither Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo made the final 30-man list of nominees, having won the prize 13 times between them. Vinicius Jr. has a strong chance of taking home the Ballon d'Or title, having had a standout season with Real Madrid and helping the club secure both the La Liga title and their 15th Champions League crown. Additionally, Vinicius has become a symbol in the fight against racism after facing multiple incidents of abuse in Spain. Real Madrid coach Carlo Ancelotti expressed his confidence that Vinicius Jr. will win the Ballon d'Or.
He's a kid who remains very humble, who has been able to progress a lot as a professional, as a footballer, becoming one of the best in the world. I think no one doubts he will be the future Ballon d'Or winner, while maintaining the same humility and seriousness he had when I first met him.
Real fans are optimistic that the Brazilian forward would make them proud and be presented with the prestigious award.
Vinicius has done a nice performance previous year. He is the reason that we got actually the Champions League. And there is no doubt, by 28th of this month, he's going to get his first Ballon d'Or, La Châtelet, France. I'm quite sure that he's going to win it, because he deserves it.
In the women's category, Barcelona's Aitana Bonmati is expected to win her second consecutive Ballon d'Or. The 26-year-old playmaker was instrumental in leading Barcelona to a historic quadruple last season. In addition to the Ballon d'Or, the Copa Trophy will be awarded to the best men's under-21 player, the Yashin Trophy for the best goalkeeper, and the men's and women's Coach of the Year trophies will also be presented. Whoever wins this year's award, we can be sure that we will have a new champion among us. Sports Desk, DD India.
And that's all we have for this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. And for those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India's mobile app. It's available on both Android and iOS. You can scan the QR code and download the app right away. And we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Gautam Roy, and from all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India Live.